Welcome
to Dad Bodcast, which I think is a great name. Logan thinks the name is still in beta.
I'm really unsold completely. I think there's got to be a billion Dad podcasts, but here we are.
I looked. There's the Dad Podcast on Spotify.
We already failed. How much of a following do they have?
Who thinks that we should do Dad Podcast? Let me hear from everybody.
You have lost all producing rights. You're no longer producing.
That was a live studio audience. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's amazing how big.
So obviously the goal of this.
I can't see you. I'm like seeing the media board now. Get the media board out of here.
Then click on me.
I am clicking on you. It's not. No, it's not. Oh my gosh. Hold on, dude. I'm doing this from a phone. It's a little different. This is. Oh my gosh, like this is going to be not a thing that I can work with.
All you gotta do is hear me. If you can hear me, you're fine.
I know, but I want to have a genuine conveation and see you. Just get the media board out of here.
I exit out of it. You can exit out of it as well.
How?
Anyway, the goal of this podcast, have fun. If we grow to the extreme of what Logan can take us, I'm okay with that. But we'll figure that out as we go.
I'll tell you what, it's never going to happen with this media board taking up your face, but here we are. All right.
It's not on my end, so don't worry about it.
Okay. Yeah, why would I want to see one of my better friends' faces? Like, why? Why would I want to do that now?
Tomorrow is election day. We should start with some political. But then I thought who I was talking to, and I thought that was a terrible idea.
My politics have changed so drastically over the last 8 years.
I don't want to know any of it.
Good. Yeah, no.
Oh, by the way, so just real quick before we get into it, I thought that, like, if we have an intro song, this will be terrible because it's not on the computer, it's on my phone. But see what you think about this intro song.
Yeah, I'm actually so game for that. It's like,
but it's got to be the Cartman version.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, no. Like, no. There's actually a part later on in that where he's like, "Leave us alone, stand, go in, hug a tree." I love it.
Yeah,
it's like it's
because they're talking about like killing whales or something like that.
Yeah, something about that. Yeah.
So that's going to be once we get a little money behind this, we're going to buy. That's our first purchase.
Listen, South Park Studios. This is it's a big ask we have here.
I guess that song became so popular that what's Trey Parker? No, is that his name?
Yeah, it's Trey and Matt Stone.
That they recorded an actual Cartman poker face, and then like released it to Guitar Hero, and it's on one of the Guitar Hero games.
There's no way that's a factual thing. There are Guitar Hero mods where you can play any song and create any song on Guitar Hero, but there is no way there is a licensed Cartman singing Poker Face by Lady Gaga cover.
Here's what we should do. Go back and review all the things that we disagree about and tally it up for the next week.
And who is usually more abrasive with the other? I'm going to go ahead and raise my hand.
You got more pop culture knowledge than I do. I understand that.
This is like an actual, like I'm recording a thing. So thanks for coming in. Yeah, I didn't tell my wife.
Both our wives have made an appearance.
Yours not on the live one. Yeah.
What a great way to start this. Okay, so here's where we're going to start. We're going to start with sports. We're going to some pop culture. NCAA tourney. We won't touch on it a lot. I haven't watched a lot of college basketball. You've watched zero. So I want to see if you can get all 4 number 1 seeds on both the men and women's side.
Oh, it's not like I know South Carolina is the girls' big bad right now.
Yeah.
I would assume Iowa's a 1 or a 2.
Iowa's a 1. One of them is in the Pac-10, and the other one's in the Big 12.
Oregon?
That's a good guess. They actually had some injuries, so they didn't have a very good year. It's Southern Cal.
Okay, USC.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the women are following Bronny James and any athlete.
There we go. Our first edit.
I was just thinking of the Blue Mountain State. Which I've never actually watched a full episode of Blue Mountain State.
I know, but I've seen stuff, and it does look funny.
That Thad guy who's now the Reacher, which that Reacher show was apparently supposed to be really good. I also didn't watch that. All right, back to it. Big 12, Ohio State. Is that even?
That's the Big 10. Texas. I already told you, Texas.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I fell asleep when you started asking me who the number 1 seeds were and everything.
Okay, so you got the women. So could you even get one of the men's?
All right, I'm going to take a couple stabs in the dark here. Purdue.
Go. They are one of them, correct.
I just know they have a really tall, thick white guy who's never going to make it in the NBA. He has no chance. He has no chance. As the big man is coming back in a new way, bigger and better than ever, Jokic, Embiid, Wembanyama, Chet is a stud. You have all these great big men. You have the greatest big man in college basketball. And he literally might as well just be a tree on the floor.
I've only seen like mock drafts of like top 15, and he's not even in. Like I don't know where he's at on the mock drafts, but he's not in the top 15.
He's like his body is like Yao Ming. Like he's just such a large individual. But unfortunately, you have to run in this sport. I've heard it's a really important thing and move side to side. And it's always why I was never as high on Zion Williamson. Me and my dad had this big debate, and I'm going completely off topic.
I saw your dad the other day, by the way.
Yeah, I saw your parents at El Coyote. I love them very much. They told me where they had bought their house and stuff. I'm not going to give away addresses. It's right here. That'd be funny. Our adoring fan will go track them down.
I'm sure your mom's going to watch this. Guaranteed.
I can only. I actually had I'm going Zion Williamson first here. So Zion Williamson, I never thought that his body would be able to sustain it, just because my dad thought he was going to be the next Charles Barkley, and I'm like, he is 6'6", 285 pounds.
He's a big dude.
It's just like the amount of running, like in a more up and down league that they have to do. It's like there's no way. Like I was just like, his knees will give out, and so far, his knees have given out, but it's probably because he literally can't eating all of New Orleans. No, hold on. That's a thing. That is a real. Hold on. We gotta have a conversation about this show.
I'm just saying that you can have a better way to say it. It's cut out for me here.
I'm gonna go back and see this edited and be like, well, hold on, this doesn't represent who I am in any way, shape, or form.
This isn't going to sell.
But I never thought he would make it. No, did you not see that interaction he had with another woman who?
I didn't see it, but I saw that I saw people talking about it, and apparently it was not good.
Oh yeah, I read all the tweets that she put out, and it was breathtaking, dude. She was like. This is why, like, in a more digital world, I don't ever want to, like, why we're doing this is so stupid. This can only get us in trouble. Like, it can either get us, it's one side of the spectrum, right? You're either going to get incredibly famous and be able to live off of it, or you're going to get fired. And there's no, like, middle ground for us to have. So I think this is,
That's a good point, because even if you don't become real famous, like, still your bosses can see this and fire you.
Yeah, like if we had like 200 views, like we're not going to make a single dollar off 200 views a time. It'll be known in our local town or whatever, but it will never be like, it's like, well, my boss would probably just laugh. Although, my customers are pretty cool too. Bush Brothers Baked Beans is like, this is not how I want my company represented. We don't have anything to do with this man. Which technically they don't. I don't work for them. So, anyway, but yeah, she put receipts. That's the whole point. She, put text messages, Snapchats, and stuff like that. And I was like, I don't, even want to tell my wife, hey, do you want to come into the bedroom? I don't even want to put that in a text because it could just be used against me at a later date and time. Anything that, I can't, even if I did it, I can't just look at somebody and be like, you have no evidence of this, back off. I don't even think it's worth it anymore.
Meg and I have talked about that, like how hard it would be to be a high school kid in this day and age.
Like, and then like you have other situations where it's like they could record the phone call. Like, there's so many things. Like, it's like if you're not having a you're there thing, like it's a person to person.
Think about even like the there's ways that you can like deep fake stuff. So even if like
but we haven't really got there yet. I don't think we've gotten to that level of technology yet at this time. Will it get there? 100%. And when it does, we're all done for. It's it's the end of when no one can discern truth from anything. We're completely done. So
I think it's one of those things at that point, though. Like, so many people are going to be, I don't know. You'd like to think that people are good, but they're not.
But they're not.
So
they're not.
So many people are like going to create false narratives and false situations like that. It's going to go the other end. That everything that comes out then is going to be assumed that it's fake. That the real stuff that is bad is not going to be getting the light that it should. So
it's I don't envy our
kids.
Yeah, not at all, dude. Like, I mean, like, if you had to take a bet on, if you just, like, in your personal beliefs and see how the world going, which, by the way, our father said the same thing in the 80s. So it's like, we're not original thinkers here. But it's like, how long we have on our current trajectory of, like, not necessarily the end of the world and end of humanity, but, like, society's not the same that it looks like governments don't exist to the level they have, or there's some form of nuclear war, something to where there is a societal breakdown, and you had to give it like an over-under of years. What do you think is your over-under?
That, like, society that we know it fails?
Yes.
I would say... Man, I want to say like 100 years, but I don't think it's going to be that far. I don't think it's going to be that far in the distance.
No, dude, like,
I think it's probably going to be like 40.
Yeah, dude. I think we got like 40, 50 years, and then it's like, oh, well, that was a wrap. It was good. It was good knowing you. Like, my kid will get to, it's depressing.
Again, I'm not trying to get political with you because I know how you
are. No, I'm not.
Every president that we have, somebody hates them, correct? So,
yep.
Obama, Trump, Bush, Clinton, somebody hated them. So, let's make the argument that each president in the future is going to serve full 2 terms. That's 5 presidents. That gets us to 40 years. So you think about how divided we are now with how our political views are. Think about 5 presidents from now where still issues come in. Like, that's where you got to start looking about what's going to be that breaking point.
Yeah, I'm not very old, but I do remember, like, I do know, and I've looked through history, it's like the way that we talk about our presidents, question our presidents, and the things that they are allowed to get away with, it literally only continues to escalate in one direction.
I agree, and I think social media is such a culprit with that.
Social media is like the worst thing in the world, and I keep thinking about this all the time, because, like, I would bet you anything that all the best see today was happening. We just never saw it, and it is.
I agree.
It is a mindset change that everything you see on social media, because everybody's not talking about all. Like, every time a young man gets up and gives a seat to a old lady on a bus, like, you don't see all that. You know what I mean? Like, it's just typical stuff. All the good things people do. So it's all negative. So it's like, if your mindset is start viewing it through then everything, like, the negativity, it's a rolling echo chamber of negativity, and it has to be terrible. And yeah, it's mind blowing. Like, I got my Facebook when I was a junior in high school, I think. Like, that was when it, like, was hitting, like, it was 2009. Like, that was when it was hitting our area, and it was a thing. And I just can't imagine I don't know. I also think about how much screen time I use now, and it's like,
bad.
it's disgusting. It's disgusting, and it's just it's like you're looking for excuses to log your brain off. I think I would like lose my mind if somebody like took my phone for an extended period of time, and it's like if you say that out loud and you understand that, like that's a problem. So that leads me into something else because we were talking about at work they had this thing they call Better Every Day, and it's like this session that people make to try to like give yourself goals and hold yourself accountable. And I literally said to this presenter when they were doing it the other day, because we were talking about my health, and I was like, ma'am, I appreciate what you're doing here, but if the knowledge that I'm probably going to die young and leave my children behind early won't motivate me to change currently, what is this thing going to do for me?
I agree. I 100% agree.
And I was like, I think maybe it's like people aren't self-aware enough of those things. Like, there's just, like, really insanely unhealthy people that are just like, oh, yeah, I'm fine, I'm going to live forever. It's like, but if I don't understand how people can not understand the long-term ramifications of their actions. I think they regret them insanely when it happens, and it's like, oh, I'm going to change and stuff like that, you know? But, I don't know.
How long are you going to change? But, again, back to, like, what you're saying with, like, screen time and whatnot, and, like, the thing it also does is... And this is a bad thing, too. You are always accessible to bosses, colleagues, XYZ. Like, you never have that downtime.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's such a, like, social media, it's such a powerful thing because, you know, I get to, you know, we live 4 hours away from, you know, my brother and sisters and parents, and I get to FaceTime them with Willow. But it's like, the dark side of it is just so extreme, and it's right. That's all you see. It seems like because that's what's getting the shares and that's what's getting the likes. So yeah. It's definitely a catch-22.
Yeah, you talk about. Which, by the way, this is not the podcast I thought we were going to have in any way, shape, or form. Somehow
we're still on about the number one seats.
Somehow, hold on. This is what happens when we have topics. Like, I want you to understand that because you gave me a topic of basketball, which led to Zion Williamson, which led to social media, and so this is what happens when you don't just let me be silly. So I want this to be taken from this point forward in all these that we do and understood.
How am I not let you be silly? I've let you talk about all that stuff.
Listen, hold on. Here's the serious question: do I get to Zion Williamson or social media? If you don't ask me about basketball.
Yes.
Probably not. No. There's no... I was not thinking about Zion Williamson and Mariah Mills.
Maybe not for, say, that exact line, but you would still have some crazy stuff to say.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, we wouldn't have gotten dark. Like, I was trying to have a good time tonight now.
Number one seeds. You got Purdue.
Purdue, Gonzaga.
No. You should get one because you're a fan of them.
UNC.
Yep.
Okay. Didn't they lose like 10 games? Like, did the 38-1 teams like not happen anymore?
UConn. I'll look it up real quick.
So UConn's one of them. Tricked you.
UConn and Houston are the other two that you didn't know.
Houston always has an incredibly good winning record, and then it's because
UConn's 31-3.
Okay.
Yeah, the Big East is.
Yeah, I thought UNC had lost. Or I thought UNC had lost like
and
9
Houston
games.
30-4.
What's UNC's record?
27-7.
I heard that.
I heard the ACC is so packed.
I heard the UK is pretty good.
They are.
I heard who's the sixth man? Like the guard Shepherd.
Jeff Shepherd. I don't think he's the sixth man, is he?
I don't think he. From what I understood, he didn't start.
No, Jeff Shepherd is the basketball player from back in the '90s when Patino.
So who's the UK roster right now? Let me see.
I think that Reed Shepherd.
Yeah, that's the guy I'm talking about. He's a stud, right? Is he pretty great?
I think he's projected to be
top 5 pick,
number 1.
Okay, so I'm looking at him right now. If that guy goes number 1, that team's general manager should be fired instantly.
Alexander Sarr.
So here's my deal on Reed Shepherd, right?
He's third on Bleacher Report.
Yeah, well, one thing, it's a bad draft year for one. But two, Reed Shepherd, this is why... So I have a mold that I like to draft by and an understanding.
That you like to draft by?
Yes, I do, yes. I keep track of all the people that I thought should be taken, and I have a long story.
What do you think you're batting?
Oh, way above NBA general manager. So here's my philosophies on stuff, okay? Number one, you can never take the number 1 pick on somebody who's not at least 6'6" or taller.
Okay. What about Iverson?
Would not have been a number. Let's see who was in his draft class. That
was
will be
loaded. It was the 1996 draft.
Yeah. Okay. So you shouldn't have taken Iverson. Hold on. So
Kobe was in that one.
Yeah. Okay. So hey, guess how tall Kobe? 6'6". Ray Allen, like 6'6".
I'm trying to think who else is
Allen
in there.
Iverson, Marcus Camby, Stephen Marbury.
Marbury was in there.
Jermaine
O'Neal. Nash was in that one too, wasn't he?
Yeah, I wouldn't have taken him number 1.
Nash wasn't number 1. Nash was.
No, Nash was a
lottery pick. He was first round, I think.
15th, yeah. So, here, I'm going to ask you a question. Of the top, and it's pretty, obviously these lists are very subjective, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you were to start naming the 20 greatest players to ever play basketball.
Logan Hayslip, number 1.
Listen, that would make 2 players inside the top 20 that are under 6'6". No, but seriously, if you look at the top 20 players to ever play, one of them is under 6'6". One of them.
And you're saying Iverson is that?
No, Iverson. I don't know that Iverson's in my top 50.
Dude, Iverson took a terrible Philadelphia 76ers team to the finals. Awful.
Yeah.
Name another player on that team.
Hold on, I can actually do this. Dikembe Mutombo.
Okay, Mount Mutombo was 1.
I can't remember if they still had Derek Coleman.
I don't think they did. They had Eric Snow, maybe.
Eric Snow, yeah, they had another couple guards.
I don't know. Yeah.
My point is this. First of all, the NBA, just because you make the finals doesn't mean you got second place in the NBA.
Especially at that time.
And because the conferences are so different. It's like, back in 2017 or 2016, the Warriors with Kevin Durant, it's 2017. Oh, you just muted yourself. What? I don't like this. This is terrible.
I was just listening and I was moving stuff around. I didn't want to distract you.
No, you're not going to distract me at all. The only thing distracting me is this media board that's still up on my thing that I can't get rid of. But we're past that. Clearly, I keep bringing it up. Anyway, the 2017 Warriors went to Game 7 against those Houston Rockets. There's 2017, 2018. 2017 Warriors, arguably the greatest collection of talent ever assembled. Right? And then they go to the next round and sweep the Cavs led by LeBron. So therefore, you could infer that those Rockets would have beaten those Cavs.
Okay.
It's you understand what I'm saying, and it's like a big it's why it's like, well, LeBron's been to 12 finals. I don't care. It doesn't mean you got second. That just means you were in the top. Technically, it just means you were the best in the East,
right?
Or in your conference. Yeah. And if there's 4 better teams in the West, it's like, okay, well, cool. Which I'm not saying there ever necessarily were, but I'm saying it's not a true thing. So, getting there is not enough, in my opinion. It's like, you either win it or you don't, because there is no second place.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sitting here thinking. So, under 6'6", a couple names come to mind. If I don't hit them, I don't know.
There's only one.
Okay, then here's my first guess, is Stockton.
No. Not.
He leads in assists and steals.
All right, you're going to make me do this. Here I go. Let me just go ahead and make my NBA top 20. That is not, once again, where I wanted to take this, but here we are.
Can we bring this back to next week? Like, we'll both bring our top 20 list.
Hold on. I'm coming. I
don't want to sit here for 5 minutes and wait.
It's not going to take that long. So, Jordan.
Okay.
LeBron.
Okay.
Kareem. Bill Russell. Magic Johnson. Wilt Chamberlain. Larry Bird, Shaq, Tim Duncan, Kobe, Hakeem. We're at 11. Oscar Robertson. Oscar Robertson is 6'5" and probably wouldn't be in my top 20, but that's a different story. Kevin Durant, Jerry West. I'm not sure if I'd put him in there.
Are you looking at a list?
I'm literally looking at a list. Yes.
Where's Curry? I mean, Stockton and Curry are the two answers.
Curry. That's the answer. He's the only guy, and he was number 15 on this list. This is in 2022, and he really cemented himself in there with me with the Boston series. That one was the next level, holy. So anyway, my point is, and it's, once again, it's subjective who the best players of all time are, and I understand that. What I'm saying is, there is no way, no shape and or form that 95% of the greatest players of all time are 6'6" or higher. And if you start there, I got the biggest miss that I ever had, and it's partially because I'm not a UK fan, was Anthony Davis. Your dad was really wrong on Anthony Davis, and I was really wrong on Anthony Davis. And I say your dad was really wrong because he thought he was going to be better than he was. Your dad looked at me and said, I think this guy's the next Kareem. And it was the only time I was like, Timmy, I love you. I just think you're wrong on that one.
The only time. The only time.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't yeah. He sat me in a third grade game once, and I looked at him and I was like, Timmy,
you're wrong. I love you.
Yeah, listen. Yeah, I love you. Yeah.
So you don't want to win games. You don't want to win games here.
You're saying me on the bench is our best play. Okay, yeah, I got it. Okay, cool. Yeah. I know who's coaching me now. You know what I mean? Yeah. I attacked that from third grade on. But anyway, gosh, I completely forgot where I was. Anyway, 6'3" guards, 20. I would have taken Harrison Barnes over Anthony Davis in that draft.
Dude, the hype on Harrison Barnes was crazy, though.
6'8", could shoot, had ball skills, athletic out of the gym, and I am a sucker. If you are 6'6" to 6'9" guard with legitimate shooting and dribbling skills, those guys are always going to make the absolute tippity top of my list.
Yeah.
And then I think you go after that. I think you go athletic freaks of nature. And those can be big and or small. You think of Anthony Edwards now, you think of Russell Westbrook, and then you think of a Giannis, that kind of stuff. And then from there, it's, how often is a top 20 pick an actual NBA player? And the answer, or, a 10 through 20, you're missing way more than you're getting right. So it's I would always, if I had a pick in between 10 and 20, I'm always buying high on the upside guy. It was hold on, this guy has all the athletic gifts. Can we give him the tools? Does he have the ability to learn the tools?
Yeah.
And it's you think of Jonathan Kuminga and his development. It's I've never heard of Jonathan Kuminga in college. It's still he's athletic freak of nature. I think you think of, I think you can think of, in some ways, Kawhi Leonard, athletic freak of nature, developed great by the Spurs.
Yeah.
Giannis, athletic freak of nature, developed great. You look at with guys with and on those developing guys, I think the number one thing to look at outside of athleticism is competitiveness. I think that's the number one thing. It's how freakishly competitive are you that you're going to be a gym rat? If you're going to be a gym rat, then you'll probably develop.
Well, you want to get guys that come from good programs at that point, but
programs don't mean. Programs literally mean If you're buying on a kid because he went to UK over Santa Barbara, who cares at all? Like I could not. College basketball to me is the biggest waste, and is so, that Kentucky kid, that Reed Shepherd, I heard is getting paid $6 million a year, and on NIL, and I thought that was hilarious because Wembanyama gets paid 12, and Reed plays half the games that Wembanyama is going to get paid this year. Because somebody said something like, "Man, for another $6 million, why would we need to stay in college?" I said, "Well, okay, first of all, you'd be pretty stupid to do that because those NBA contracts are like 4 years with all the money guaranteed. If Reed Shepherd blows out his Achilles, he ain't ever getting high first round money ever again."
Right.
So, no, I think that's dumb as all could be. But
you said gym rats, and this is where I'm going to go with this. There's a guy by the name of Seth Towns. Okay? Seth Towns. He's from Columbus, Ohio. He began his career at Harvard. Okay? So went from Columbus to Harvard. Smart dude. Averaged 12.3 points per game at Harvard his freshman year. 16 points per game his sophomore year.
Okay.
All right. Player of the year in the Ivy League.
Okay.
Hurt his knee preseason junior year. Didn't play his junior year. Didn't play his senior year. Transfer portal to Ohio State.
Time out. Yeah. How old is this guy right now?
We're getting to that.
No, and so that's number one. How tall is this guy?
I'm not saying he's an NBA player. He was.
Oh, okay, because I was out. As soon as you said freshman, 12 points, Harvard, and I was assuming height, I got to be honest.
No, dude, this is just a story on the NCAA. So Harvard, 12, 16, player of the year. Junior, senior year, sits. His technical junior year at Ohio State, which would be his fifth year. Averaged 2 points a game. They were the number 2 seed, and that was the year that they got beat by that 15 seed, Oral Roberts. Okay, he was on that team. Hurt, 6 year. COVID year, 7. He is now.
Oh my God. Are we talking Wilder here? Like, what is going?
He is now an 8th year senior.
So this guy's 26.
He's older. He's older than Jason Tatum. He's like 6 months older than Jason Tatum.
Okay.
And he's a senior on Howard's team, and they're playing in the NCAA tournament. He's like 26.
It's like, at what point is that guy embarrassed to like suit up?
Oh, dude. I was reading that.
So when I hear that, like, at what point is that guy embarrassed to continue playing? It's like, why are you doing this, dude? You're not making money doing this. You're 26. You should have a wife and probably a child by now.
They said he was an NBA, not a draft, but like somebody who could make it before he got hurt because he's really athletic. But dude, I was reading that. I was like, 8 years. He's older. Jason Tatum has been in the league for 7 years.
It's so long.
And he's older.
So long. Yeah, like there should really be an age limit to this. Like there should be no 30.
Is. But like with all the COVID and the red shirts and everything, like he found loopholes all the time. Yeah,
this guy's
he can rent a car. He's playing in the NCAA tournament.
This is ridiculous. Like this guy, like all right. I have nothing on that. I'm literally sorry.
Here's my next thing, and we're going to do this live. We're like the 20 players we didn't do live. We're going to do this live. God. We're going to draft Snake, so we can either go you 1, me 2, 3, back and forth.
Okay. Yep.
Sports movies, top 5 sports movies. Okay, but before that, see, I'm going to give you time to think because I've obviously had some time to think about it.
I don't need time.
I'm going to give you time to think about it, and we're going to talk about the Mighty Ducks real quick. I don't think that's going to be on the list. Maybe it will be for you. But I was
hold on. D2 is phenomenal.
Okay.
And hold on. Do documentaries count? I need are we just going no on documentaries?
No, I think fiction.
Okay. Well, okay. So we're talking. Okay, well, hold on, because hold on, now we're getting into, like, Moneyball, for example, is not fiction, but it's also not a documentary.
Okay, loose fiction.
Okay, so just no documentaries. The Last Dance is out.
If there's actors in it.
Yeah. It's like, listen, this isn't getting drafted by me, but The Blind Side, that's, okay, if there's actors.
That story is becoming crazy. But here. I know. So the Mighty Ducks.
Okay.
I've seen this maybe one time, and I saw it when I was a kid, but I rewatched all this. So, the main coach's name, what's his name? Do you remember?
Gordon Bombay.
Okay, so...
The Miracle Man, Gordon Bombay!
So in 1972, Pee-wee, all right? So he's in Pee-wee Hockey League in 1972.
He hits the post.
Yeah.
Yep.
Later, Han, which is his mentor, talks about how great he was and he gave it up, right? Like, you gave up hockey and you were great.
But we're talking just for okay. You continue. I will address anything you have wrong.
Do you know how many goals he scored in the 1972 Pee-wee season?
How do you know this?
Because it's said. Han says it in the movie. He says you scored X amount of goals that year. You were great.
25.
198.
Oh my God! Gordon Bombay was like Wayne Gretzky on steroids. 125. It's a 50-game season.
198. He was 2 away from 200.
198. My gosh! It's a 100-game season. This kid's averaging 2 goals a game.
So I figure it's an 8-team league, right? So you play 14 games. And then you get 3 games in the tournament. So at most, he played 17 games. That's 12.
Just bump it up to 30. Like, it doesn't matter. There's no more.
That's 12 goals a game, or 4 goals a period.
He should be. I mean, he should legitimately be playing for.
Better. If you remember, that coach at the beginning was like, if you miss this shot, you let me down, and you let the team
the entire team. It's like, coach
scored 198 goals. You have nothing without him.
You know what's just amazing is that he didn't get 199 because he missed that one on the post.
Right.
That's
what was the score of that game to go into overtime that he was shooting a penalty?
Yeah, because he scored 6.
He had 15.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's like, coach, hold on. We don't have a goalie back there. Like, what are you talking about? Every time I've touched the puck, it's gone in. Every single time. That is the most outrageous stat. That and Ollie shooting the granny shot is like neck and neck. Yeah, you know what? By the way, you know what Ollie was on Hoosiers? The shortest player.
That's true.
Yeah.
Dude, I was going over my material of what I was going to talk to you about.
That's the dumbest.
I was so excited about
that's
that.
The dumbest. That is, that is the dumbest thing that I've ever. That is.
Why wouldn't they just make it 200 at that point?
100? Are you sure you heard that right?
I am 100%.
Did you research it afterwards?
Yes. 198.
Wow.
And the coach has the nerve to tell him that he let everybody down. And then he quit hockey. Like, the coach just ruined.
No. So that's where you're wrong. He went to the minor leagues. They say that later, and then he quit out of the minor leagues, which I don't know how, because I'm assuming if he was that great, he would have had a $200 billion contract from the first major team.
Dude, Gretzky feared Bombay.
That reminds me of, you remember Signs? You remember the brother
with Mel Gibson?
Yeah. You remember Swing Away Merrill, or whatever his name was.
Yeah.
Yeah, the recruiter at the military thing is like, you should be in the majors, getting traveling around and having pretty girls lick your toes, and that's literally what he says. And it's like, That's the weirdest line that I've ever heard in a movie. I was like, why are pretty girls looking? Like, I was so confused at that one. That happened, and I was literally, okay, sorry, all right, so...
No, you're good, we're drafting now.
So, do you want to go first? I'll let you go first, I don't care.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, have at it.
All right. Now, to be fair, just so you know, I didn't overthink this because I didn't want to have a crazy unfair advantage.
I 100% have a list of greatest sports movies of all time pulled up on IMDb right now.
Oh, I don't have that.
I mean, I can drop it. I can drop it here. It's out.
I'm going by all memory.
All right,
Number one,
all memory.
All memory. I got Remember the Titans. Number one.
Good choice. Going to go with... now, is this just what we believe to be objectively best, or what you believe? Because, the first Rocky is, by critical acclaim, the best Rocky, but it's not the first Rocky I'd turn on.
No, 4 is the first one I'd turn on.
Yeah. Followed very closely. Honestly, probably watch Creed before I watch any of them.
Really?
First Creed. Yeah, first Creed's really good. So is it just our opinion?
Your opinion.
Friday Night Lights.
So 2 football movies right off the bat. We're
Friday Night Lights. I never cried harder as a 15-year-old with my father watching Friday Night Lights for the first time, and just at the end when they lose and seeing it's oh, you're done. You're just done forever. That's it.
Yeah.
And it's oh, that's going to be me in 3 years. And it's yeah.
Yeah, Dad loves Friday Night Lights.
Friday Night Lights is fantastic. And the show is not bad either.
I think Dad was more of a show person, but we're
show was good.
We're back to you.
Taylor. Oh, back to me? I think Moneyball is incredibly underrated, and I'm going Moneyball.
I like it.
Oh, that was a terrible pick. I regret my decision.
Why, did you see something on IMDb?
No, I'm not seeing anything. I just remember the glaring, I should have picked this.
Well, I'm going to go with Hoosiers.
You son of a gun. The Sandlot.
Dude, we're snaking.
Son of a...
I'm not picking Sandlot, don't worry about it.
Okay.
I'm going to go with...
This dead air is great. I'd think longer.
I think I'm going to go with... See, again, what you're saying is just my opinion. If I'm sitting down on the couch, what sports movie do I want to watch? I think I got to go Space Jam. I love the Looney Tunes, and I love Michael Jordan.
Yeah, that's a good choice. I'm going Sandlot, clearly. And then I'm going Creed.
Now, should you just take the whole Rocky series? So
No.
I don't Okay.
No.
Then I'm definitely doing Rocky 4 there.
Okay. Yep.
Love Rocky 4.
Bravo!
I wish I could do Ted Lasso right here.
It's a show. Doesn't count.
I know. It's a phenomenal show, though.
I've never watched... The only thing I've ever watched of Ted Lasso is the darts scene on YouTube.
Great. Be curious.
Not
judgmental.
Not judgmental. Yeah.
Is it my pick or yours for the 5th one?
It's you, because you got the snake. You took Rocky 4 and you
I'm
going to
go with... I got 2 football movies in mind. I think I'm going to go with The Longest Yard, Adam Sandler.
That's a really good pick. I like that one.
You want me to cue you in on the other one?
I got... Huh?
Do you want me to cue you in on what the other football movie was that should be your 5th pick?
No, and it might not be. Yeah, because I'm going off the radar on this. I'm going Tin Cup.
Ooh. Well.
I'm going Tin Cup, and I'm going... Yeah.
Dude, that's such a good scene.
I said, give me the lumber.
Tin Cup is such a good pick.
Oh, it's so good. Thank you.
Happy Gilmore could have been there. I was going to go with The Replacements. Was what I was kind of
phenomenal. I have another football movie that I like better, and it is Any Given Sunday.
Yeah, it's a good movie too.
Any Given Sunday is a phenomenal.
Football movies are just better for some reason.
Football in and of a sport is pretty great. Outside of it can kill you. Outside of that, like, it's a pretty solid sport, and I get it. Wasn't the one for me. I'll never forget, I was in, like, Georgetown, did football, and I was, like, in 3rd grade, and I signed up, and I was, like, an offensive lineman or something like that, or defensive lineman. I think it was defensive lineman.
You had to be an edge, man. You had to be an edge.
So the funniest part about it, well, first of all, you can go back and check the tape. I was actually a stud. Number one. Number two, but the first day of, like...
You weren't Gordon Bombay scoring 198 stud.
Dude, I had 192 sacks. It was, like, they were calling me Little LT. So, I am just saying, there is actual video proof of me just bull rushing to listen, I was a thick kid who could also get up and move just a little bit, so I had a little bit of advantage on these skinny guys. Anyway.
Especially in 3rd grade, man.
Yeah, like, I was at the peak of Logan thickness in there. And, yeah, but I had good hands, you know what I mean? Like, real good hands. Anyway, but they matched me up my first day of practice, and Smitty was across from me. And I literally just was like, this is not going to go well. Like, there's no scenario here. This is like me fighting a grown man. I'm in 3rd grade. Like, this is... But yeah, it was just like, I just remember that. And I think I verbally said, oh no. And he looked at me, he was like, oh no is right. And I was like...
Dude, you can't show fear.
Oh, I was terrified. I didn't care. Hold on. It's like... Yeah, it's like, all right, listen, I'm in 3rd grade. My first down, I'm getting ready to rush the edge.
And Smitty was a year older than you too, right?
Yes, I know. So that's what I'm saying. In practice, my first down. And I was like, oh, like, I'm dead. I'm pretty sure I was just like, just go by, like, just get a touchdown. That's fine. Just lead the way.
Run to the left. Logan's scared.
Come this way. I'll get out of the way. I was like, couldn't get out fast enough. All right, so I went 10 Cup any given Sunday, so it's your pick.
That was 5. We're good. That was 5.
Oh, we're good? Okay.
Yeah, your list was Friday Night Lights, Moneyball, Sandlot, Creed, 10 Cup. I hit you with Remember the Titans, Hoosiers, Space Jam, Rocky 4, and The Longest Yard.
So there's a definitive difference between me and you where yours are much more happy-go-lucky and funny than mine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Although, there's this, I don't know if I've sent you those videos where you can put your face on, like, the movie scene.
No.
Oh, I'm going to send you one of me as Denzel asking you who your daddy is. Gary, if you want to get on this bus, you better tell me who is your daddy. And then it's going to show you Gary and your face and be like, you're my daddy. Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
and whose team is this? Yes. I can send it to you right. Yeah. Yeah. I sent it to some guys at work, like the guy who trained me, who I've surpassed, who were really good friends. He was talking. I sent that to him. I was like, anyway. Side note there. All right. What's your third topic? Hold on. What did you do this weekend? Did you do anything fun? Because I had a fantastic weekend that I was going to talk to you about, and we've gotten on sports topics.
No, dude. I live 4 hours away from everybody. We don't do anything up here. I worked a softball game on Saturday because that's part of my job up here. And
wait, you worked it like you just
like game management, like the acting administrator kind of.
Oh, okay, yeah, like kind of how the athletic director has to. Yeah, got it. Okay, cool.
So nothing.
Okay.
We did have Dairy Queen this weekend.
Sounds pretty good. I'm gonna be honest.
Win.
I would chow down some Dairy Queen. Can I DoorDash some Dairy Queen? No, it's 10 o'clock. Dairy Queen is literally a mile from my house, and I'm like, DoorDash? Now that we're getting DoorDash has single-handedly led to my blood pressure going up. It's like the worst thing ever. It's like, normally I'm too fat and lazy to get in the car and go drive half a mile to McDonald's, but if I can pay extra and have it brought to me...
First off, McDonald's is not a mile and a half from your house.
I said, first of all,
feet.
I said half a mile.
Okay.
Second of all, it's at least 500 yards. I don't know how long that comes out to, and that's in a straight line. So, once again, fat and lazy, don't want to get out of the car. It's like, oh man, you're telling me I have to put on a shirt? Like, what are we talking about here? All right. So, my weekend started off terrible. I didn't leave the office till 7:30. It sucked. On Wednesday, as previously, me and Emily went on date night and went to this restaurant called Boca. Okay, restaurant
down in downtown Cincinnati.
Yes, it's right next to Soto. It's literally right on 6th Street. It's easy to get to, easy in and out.
Did they pay you to name drop them in this video?
Oh, dude, if I get one extra appetizer every time I go there, I'll talk about them every podcast, 3 times a podcast. It is the greatest, dude. It's the best meal I've ever had in my life. So, dude, like, I'm just gonna try to explain their appetizer that blew me away. Imagine if you take a big steak fry, okay? You hollow out the center of the steak fry, and then you blow it up like a balloon. And then you crisp it. So it's like you're biting into, like, fry, but then just, like, all air and stuff like that.
Okay, I'm going to have to try it because it does not sound very appetizing.
Dude, so they give it with a béarnaise sauce, and it tastes like the greatest salt and vinegar chip you've ever had in your entire life.
Okay, like, so it's like chipish.
Oh, dude, it's the great... Like, I'm telling you, top-tier, all-time thing. And then the other thing that I'll tell you is I got a diver scallop, which cooked perfectly, on a bed of Brussels sprouts that they cook in brown butter for 3 hours. Like, it's just on a bed of mushrooms. And it was like, it was the greatest thing I ever had. Long story short, on Saturday, I took my mom there again for her birthday. Mm-hmm. And, I'm in sales. I got sold by this bartender as well as any human being's ever sold me anything. It was shocking. I ordered a double bourbon, and I got a nicer bourbon, and I told the guy when I was up there, because I was seeing what they had at the bar, because it's not all on a list. I was like, oh yeah, I'm a collector. Me and my dad together, we have about 500 bottles and stuff like that. And so the guy comes and pours my bourbon at my table, and he goes, "Did you see it up there?" And I was like, "See what? I'm sorry." He's like, "Yeah, the display light's broken." He's like, "But about a month ago, we got a bottle of Double Eagle Very Rare." I have never seen this bottle with my eyes. It is $15,000 on secondary market for a single bottle. I've never seen it with my own eyes. It is the tippity top. There is no crazier, more sought after bourbon in the world that I'm aware of.
And I'm not, you know me. I'm not a bourbon drinker. So, but like for references, like in pop culture, like Pappy Van Winkle is always like reference.
It's like
where would
a
it
bottle
be compared to that?
A bottle. I can get a bottle of like Pappy 10-year, right, which is like a great bottle of, or I can get a bottle of Pappy 15-year, which in my opinion is probably the top line of the Pappy stuff, because I think once you start aging it a little more, it gets too old and it's just doesn't work.
So 15-year, what would that cost in the secondary?
$1,500.
Oh, so it's 10 times as much.
Dude, it's, once again, the rarest bottle of bourbon, I'm pretty sure, in the world. It's a 20-year-old Eagle Rare, which is a Buffalo Trace product, and so, I was like, he was like, "Would you like to try it?" And I was like, how much is it? $600 for 2 ounces.
Oh my gosh.
Actually cheaper than secondary market price would be, because if you do, there's 17 shots or 17 ounces in a bottle, that comes out to like $5,100. They're probably buying the bottle for like $1,000, making $4,000 off of it, something like that, right?
Yeah.
And I kind of made the faces like, "Whew, 600 for 2 ounces," and he looked at me, and he's like, "I can do an ounce," and I bought it, and
for
I had a
$300
ounce of bourbon. Definitely worth tasting. Would never do it again. The best bourbon that I've ever had in my entire life. Like, hands down, it's not even close. But yeah, so that was the dumbest thing that I did this weekend.
Dude, I think that, like, see, again, I'm not in the bourbon game, but like, I don't know. Like, if I had to pay a certain amount of money to go shoot with like Michael Jordan, right? Like I was able to do that. That's like top of the line. Yeah. So I would do that once because you get to say that you did that once.
That's literally why I
would not be a repeat customer.
No. I would pay a hell of a lot more than $300 to shoot around with Michael Jordan.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. Although, and this is an interesting, you would still shoot. I think if you're meeting Michael Jordan today, I'd rather play 18 holes of golf with him.
Yeah, I would. You're going to take more time. You're going to get more stories.
No, okay. Let's just say it's the same amount of time. Let's say you get 4 hours on a basketball court, or you can watch a basketball game. You sit in an owner's box with Michael, whatever, or you go spend 4 hours on a golf course with him. I'm spending the 4 hours on the golf course every single time.
Yeah.
I think he's probably more open and honest, and frankly, it's like I love the golf, like. I think that would be the coolest thing. Okay, I've got something. You're not as big of a golfer as I am.
Correct.
All have to be living in their current state. And you yourself have to be included, so you get 3 to make up your dream foursome. Who are you going
golf course? With? Well, like, you gotta go with Tiger.
I would agree.
Now, you're saying for, like, companionship or for good of the game?
No. It is your foursome. It's your round of golf. You do whatever you want with it.
Okay, I got Tiger. I got MJ.
Yep.
Right off the bat.
Yep.
See, I could be a good friend and say, I'll take you so you could experience that with me.
I wouldn't take me. I wouldn't take you. If I could choose somebody else.
Okay.
No offense. I love you.
I love you so much. Tiger, MJ, and I'm trying to think of like an actor I really like maybe
Steph Curry would be a good one.
Yeah, but like Denzel, I think would be sweet because I'm sure.
Can Denzel golf at all?
Maybe Will Ferrell. You said it had nothing to do with the good of the game.
It doesn't. No, you're 100% right. No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
I think I would do MJ, Tiger Woods, Will Ferrell. That would be my 3.
I think
Tiger because he's the best that's ever done it. So you want to see that live.
Yep.
MJ because he's my favorite athlete of all time.
Although, and just so you know, you wouldn't be seeing Tiger at his best. You see Tiger where he is today, and that's
Still.
a very I get it. Yep.
And then Will Ferrell because like you're just gonna be laughing the whole time.
See, I think you know what I would imagine though. I would imagine
maybe Kevin Hart.
I just don't.
Chappelle?
I've never found Kevin.
Ooh,
I've never.
Maybe
that
Chappelle.
would be good. I was thinking John Daly, just because it's like, like that just seems like it's like you would talk about a good time. Like Tiger's gonna be pissed the entire time because me, Jordan, and John Daly are just gonna be chucking back drinks and smoking cigars, and Tiger's like, guys, I would love to play this round. And I was like, listen, like, calm down.
That's not why we're here. That's not why
that's not what I'm here. I was like, dude, I'm shooting 120 right now. Like, it's like me. I'm not getting ready for the tournament this weekend. yeah. I'm down to 3 clubs. They're all in the water.
All right, let's hit a couple Cincinnati sports, maybe a couple pop culture, and wrap this thing up.
Can we talk about how I think how I'm out on Joe Burrow?
Yeah, we can. But let me hit you with these couple. Well, there's only one because we're getting ready to go to Bengals free agency right away. See, me and you we're there.
All right,
so Joey Votto. Now hold on, Joey Votto. First pitch as a Blue Jays in the spring training. Did you see what he did?
Mm-hmm.
Smashed it, home run. First pitch.
He's playing for the Blue Jays?
Yeah.
Didn't even know that.
If you are Joey Votto, what is stopping you from just because your career's? I mean, this is it. You're not on the back 9. You're on the 18th. Mm-hmm. So, what's stopping him from just like, besides being ethically...
steroiding it up?
Yes.
Oh, I would, dude. I would be like Lance Armstrong. Like I would be the most sophisticated. I would just get the most sophisticated doping routine in the world. Like USADA has no chance of. Yeah, no. I am a let people take whatever they want and compete however they want as long as they're not harming other people. Like I'm really like on that level of sports. It's like
Daniel Tosh always says that because it's like you want to see the best product possible.
yeah, like that's the entire deal. Like you want to push the human body as far as it can possibly go to achieve success. And you know, I've always said that steroids are the reason that LeBron isn't the greatest player of all time.
Look, wait, hold on. Steroids are the reason he's not?
Yes.
Continue.
Because he got on steroids and he gained way too much muscle mass. And I always thought the peak LeBron was LeBron when he came into the league a few years before he went to Miami when he was probably 6'9", 240, 245. And then in Miami, and a couple years before that, he bounced up to like 265. And I just think he had too much weight on. He was more explosive. He was quicker. He was already big and strong enough. And I think it hurt his jump shot. I think he put on too much muscle. I think you saw that with Curry in 2017. The first year Durant came, he did not have a good shooting year. But his arms from 2016, when he was the best player in the world, to 2017, he gained so much muscle mass. And I think when you do that, you lose a little bit of, I think shooting is a very like flexible motion and stuff like that. You lose a little bit of flexibility, a little bit of range of motion with just that much muscle. And I've always said it's like if LeBron just stayed off the steroids, stayed at 245 pounds, lean, just still strong, still everything like that. And it's like, dude, if you needed to bounce up like when you're 5 years ago to 265 because you can't move the way you could, that's one thing. I was like, he's doing it when he was 26, 27 instead of just letting his body naturally develop. And obviously there's been no proven records that LeBron did steroids.
First off, there's no proof that he's ever been on steroids. Second off,
right. And Lance
40,000.
Lance Armstrong was never caught until he was caught. So
the dude has 40,000 points. It's like, what do you mean?
Yeah, but he's not the greatest player of all time.
He's top. If you really wanted, easily too. If you wanted to argue him out of positions, you could maybe get him to like fourth, maybe.
Yeah, no, I think he's the second greatest player of all time. I really do believe that. But if you go back and watch, like, when did he come into the league? 04?
Yeah, 2003 was his graduation year.
Yeah, like go watch 07 LeBron. And that's when he was like making the game winners against the Pistons and like all the and like in Orlando and stuff like that. He was another person. And the only time he was even close to that, by the way, in my opinion, was during the Miami years. But also Miami, if you look through things, even when you get to Cleveland, they talk about what Pat Riley and what Spo do, where they just keep your body fat percentage so lean. So it's like he still probably wasn't as heavy. I bet he's walking around at like 285 today.
Dude, his Miami number 6, he was a scary dude.
Yeah, but I don't know that he was any better than he was in 07. I really maybe a little bit. Like the only difference was, and I don't think it has to do. Like I don't think he was going to have any problems backing most people down at 245. And so
he's one of a kind.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, you say that, but like Karl Malone and him in Miami are like the same person from a body standpoint. Karl Malone couldn't do all the other athletic stuff, but you're just talking 6'9", 265, just pure muscle. Like that's the same body. It's just in a slightly different package.
Yeah. I mean, he was that big and that athletic is what made it crazy.
Oh yeah, it's disgustingly sickening. Once again, steroids will do it. So congratulations on never getting caught, LeBron. I cannot wait. The day that like gets announced, I'll be a terrible person. No one will want to be associated with me. I will
the
be.
Day it's announced.
Oh yeah, I'll be a horrible human being. And if anybody ever tries
free agency,
yeah,
Bengals free agency, picked up our tight end, picked up our halfback because we lost Mixon. Von Bell's back. We like Von Bell.
I don't even know who Von Bell is, but yeah.
He's in the secondary. He's going to help us out there.
Okay.
That's our secondary.
Did our O-line get better?
Not yet.
Okay, then nothing matters. Nothing matters at all.
So why do you think Joe Burrow is overrated?
Well, first of all, I'm going to say this. If you put the over-under on 9.5 on wins for the Bengals this season, I'm betting my future children on under. I'm betting, dude, I'm telling, like, there's no, it's the biggest lock of all time. Like, I'm waiting for Vegas to tell me how much money I can put on that line. And I need an adjusted line.
They're not going to put it at 9.5.
I know.
They're going to be a double-digit win. Easy.
Dude, I'm telling you, you should throw every dollar. You should just be like, Meg, listen, Logan said this is a lock.
Yeah, you should go
remortgage your house to get a very large line of credit and bet it on that. There is no way I think the Steelers are better. I think the Ravens have our number, and I think
the Ravens picked up Derrick Henry too. Can you imagine that option?
Yeah.
Lamar and Henry.
And then I think the Browns, like, they're going to kill Burrow if we don't have a better offensive line. Like, it all comes down to the offensive line. If we don't have a better offensive line, it doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. And frankly, I think Joe Burrow is overrated. I've always thought Joe Burrow was overrated. Everybody lost their mind about him. He's like 25 when he got drafted, which is already a red flag to me.
Which is still younger than
still younger than him, yeah, but barely. I mean, barely, right? Here's what I'm trying to say. If Joe Burrow looked like, I'm trying to think of if Joe Burrow looked like generic white quarterback X, Mitchell Trubisky. If he looked like Mitchell Trubisky and he wasn't so cool, I think even then Cincinnati would understand that he's not. Like, I think that we give him credit on that, and like, he's good, but like a top, I don't know that you can confidently say he's top 3 quarterback in the league for sure.
I don't even know where to address this because he took the Bengals to back-to-back AFC championships with no offensive line.
Yep. Has an amazing receiving core. I think probably a better than average coach. A good defense. Like, did everything except that. Like, I'm just saying, I think there's going to be a time eventually. I don't want to say Kirk Cousins because he's better than Kirk Cousins. But I don't think I've never cared. I've never thought he had a really strong arm. He's very accurate. But I mean, like, I feel like his arm strength is like 35-year-old Tom Brady already, and he's like 28.
What if he has the brain of Tom Brady?
Congratulations. That's awesome. That's great. He also then would need Belichick, Gronk.
Okay,
Luck.
So what do you have them in the? What do you have them in the division next year? What's the record in the division?
Third, whatever third equals.
No, I'm saying wins, losses. Out of the 6 games, how many games they win in?
I mean, I would say 3-3 at best.
So you got them losing twice to Baltimore.
No, I'm just saying they'll lose at least 1 to everybody, and it could be more. I'm saying that's at best.
I don't know, man. I've got to disagree with you.
Even if they beat Cleveland, like, who's Cleveland's quarterback going to be this year?
Jameis Winston, right? They just got him.
Yeah, are they just out on Deshaun?
I don't know. You talk about a bust of money.
You know, I'm not as anti-Deshaun can't be great again.
I'm not saying he could, but I'm saying so far he has not been.
I'm saying this. If I could, in any way, shape, and or form, switch Joe Burrow with C.J. Stroud, I think I would do it immediately.
Dude, stop.
I'm not. Well, and also you have to consider contracts too. You got C.J. Stroud on a rookie deal, and you're getting $50 million back to spend on T. Higgins, to spend on a better offensive line.
Dude,
like that.
Burrow took you to back-to-back AFC championships on a rookie deal.
All right, on a rookie deal. Now we have to start making cuts because Joe got a giant contract.
We have like the 5th most cap space in the National Football League.
It's because Mike Brown doesn't want to spend.
Then that conversation's irrelevant.
So here's the deal. If you look at pretty much the general history of the NFL and football, the winners generally, and I would say it's pretty proven over the last 15 to 20 years. You either have to have I am 100% one of the greatest 5 quarterbacks to ever play the game, or I am a above average quarterback on a rookie contract. And if we start going back through it, NFL championships, that's going to play out. Because it's like you have Mahomes. Those are your last 2, right?
Yeah.
I can't even. Who is, by the way, he's one of probably the 5 best.
I would agree with that.
Quarterbacks to ever. Yeah. So NFL.
I'm looking. I got you. Okay, so you had Kansas City. No. Yeah, Kansas City. Los Angeles Rams. Stafford's not.
No. Okay. Hold on. Yep. Keep going.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which was Brady at that time.
Yep.
Mahomes,
Kansas.
Brady. Philadelphia Eagles.
A brief mess up there. Yep. You're right. Hold on.
That's already 2.
Hold on. Yeah, but two out of 8.
7.
7, yeah. 2 out of 7. Keep going.
New England.
Yep.
Broncos, which was
Yep.
Manning.
Yep.
New England. Seattle.
Yep.
Who in Seattle?
Russell Wilson.
He's
Rookie
top
contract.
5 all
Rookie contract.
Okay.
Yes, he's on a rookie contract. That's the exception.
Ravens.
I don't even remember who that Ravens team
Lamar.
was.
No,
it wasn't.
That was 2012. It would have been
Joe Flacco.
not top 5 and
No.
not a rookie contract at that point.
Okay, all right. So, hey, look, I didn't say they were all perfect.
Giants. You put Eli in your top 5?
Fluke of all fluke of flukes of flukes. That's Tom Brady. Like, that's... Yes, keep going.
Packers. Rodgers.
Arguably top 5.
Which
arguably.
is crazy.
Considering
he
where
has not won
he
a
is
Super Bowl in 13
since
years.
Yes, I know. Continue. New Orleans Saints. Great
Breeze.
quarterback. Yep.
Okay, you've already hit your top 5 quarterbacks right now.
Hey, we're close.
Okay. So then you got Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh Steelers, Big Ben. I'm pretty sure he's on a rookie contract.
No way. Not for... Because he won in 2005 and 2008. There's no way
Hold
he's
on.
on...
I'm going to Ben Roethlisberger
There's no way.
contracts. All right, here we go. Contract details over the cap. All right, so...
What was his contract in 2008?
$8 million. I call that is a rookie contract right there. Sometimes the good guys win. All right, keep going. Like, I am being proven.
Giants, again. Eli.
Fluke of all flukes of flukes of flukes.
Which one was their flukes of flukes?
Both of
11
them.
or 7?
It was a miracle twice. Listen,
Pittsburgh
I can't help
again.
it that Jesus helped him catch that ball. No, you skipped the Colts.
New England.
Yeah.
Oh, Colts, yeah. New England. Tampa Bay, which I don't know who that would have been in 2002.
I do. It was Barber was on the team. Warren Sapp.
Yeah.
Rick. They played the Raiders, who had
Brad Johnson.
Yeah.
Would you put him as top 5?
Listen, okay, but hold on. So what I'm saying here is, if you take out the 2 incredibly fluky Giants,
Okay.
and you start at 2002, so you get, or no, you can start at 2001 because Brady won in 2001.
Okay, but here's what you're
Oh,
not
gosh, here we
admitting
go.
to. is the fact that Brady's won like half of them since then.
Or another all-time great quarterback. Or a rookie
Brady's
quarterback.
won so much that you can make that argument just because Brady's done it so many times.
All right, hold on. Let's keep going back. I'll do this. I will do. No, I'm here. Okay, so in 98-97, you have the Denver Broncos. That's John Elway. You have the Green Bay Packers. That's Brett Favre. The Dallas Cowboys. I wouldn't consider him, but they also had Emmitt Smith. Yeah, they had Emmitt Smith. They're stacked. You have They have Jerry Rice and the 49ers.
You've already named 7 guys in your top 5 when you add Elway and
a lot of great quarterbacks these days.
But my point is, you could have said top 10 and you could have still been in it, but top 5?
Top 10 quarterback of all time there. I have already adjusted the rule. Yeah.
I think that what this has proven is it is a quarterback league. You have to have a good quarterback to win. Majority of the time.
Yeah, you have to have an unbelievable quarterback. And like I said, Joe's great, don't get me wrong, but I've never seen it. All
right. We'll wait to be seen, I guess. So let's hit one.
I had another
one pop culture.
Go ahead.
One pop culture.
Not Mariah Mills.
We could either talk Fortnite.
No.
We could talk MCU. But I think we should save that because you'll have a lot to say with that.
I don't want to save it. I'm here.
No, let's save it for next week.
Honestly, it's not going to be as long as you think. I mean that.
This is all I'll say about the MCU right now. Is there's a lot riding on Deadpool 3. A lot riding on it.
So I remember...
It's become so much.
I remember I had some real thought after I watched Endgame. And that thought initially was, there is no way that I can ever love this as much moving forward.
I agree.
Because I didn't come to age with the characters that were then leaving. So it's like the MCU Iron Man, I'm pretty sure it's 2008. And it's like that is the perfect time for 15, 16-year-old Logan to be involved in that movie and to be invested and to work through. By the time Endgame comes, I'm 29, 30 with children? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, why? Like, the new characters would have to be so unbelievably amazing, and then still, you are never going to care about something as much that you discover when you're 32 as something that you discovered way back then, basically.
Whoa. I agree.
The media board's gone. It's a miracle.
Did it work?
Yes. So you had control this entire time?
No, I didn't. I was just trying to get it to work because I saw something down there, but it played a sound, which I didn't mean to do. Anyway.
So, like I say that about music a lot. Like the music generally that you really enjoyed when you're between 16 and 20 is going to be the music you generally like for the rest of your life. I really have a hard time believing. But also, they have ruined the MCU from a creative standpoint, and
it's too much.
I don't think it's only that, dude. I'm not trying to get, once again, I really don't want to be political in any way, shape, or form, but I do think that the disconnect that Hollywood and Hollywood writers in general have to your average person, and the way that if you only live in one echo chamber and you don't and you're not, catching the pulse of everybody else, like, it's going to be very, very different. And I'm not. I'm not. I think. I'm trying to think of the right way to say this so Jay doesn't have to edit anything. I think that as gender and gender norms.
There we go.
But I don't think there's anything wrong with saying boys are predominantly more interested in superheroes than girls. Now, I'm not saying girls can't like superheroes. I'm not saying girls don't like superheroes. I'm just saying I would, I don't know what the statistics are, but
So
I
you're
would
saying
say
like the average 12-year-old boy is going to be more likely to like superheroes than the average 12-year-old girl. Okay.
yes.
I can get on board with that.
And I would say that goes out through age as well. So if 75% of your audience is male, let's just say, and let's be honest, 25%, like my wife would have never gone to see those movies in theaters if she wasn't going with me.
Yeah.
I feel like they have made a push to empower female characters in a way that to play to females more and hope to attract that audience, and it hasn't happened in any way, shape, or form. And I think if you look at the way that male characters are treated in a lot of their movies, and they're pushing for, it's a very popular thing online to call the MCU the MCU. It's like
really?
all the character, like if you think about it, it's like everybody that's been replaced in one way, shape, or form, it's a girl, and they're just, it's like they're always, I'm trying to start thinking about this, and like if just started
recently, there's been like She-Hulk, Captain Marvel has become more of a Kamala Khan, Rambo, Scarlet Witch. So
Yep.
I get it, but like that also comes because like the Tony Starks and the Captain Americas are finished. Like they have to go some direction, and the only way to keep those characters relevant is to recast them, and I don't think you want to do that either.
No, and I don't think that's the direction, dude. There's so many other characters. There's so many other characters. The idea that you can't build the MCU if you don't have Captain America and Iron Man is kind of like laughable. Well, it's like, first of all,
been proven true so far.
No, well, first of all, what's the other biggest hit that's come out since the end game? And it's one answer, and it's very simple. It's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
No Way Home. It's like by far. Spider-Man, I'm pretty sure, is actually the most popular hero that...
Yeah, it's the most popular, and I believe that is the highest grossing non-Avengers film as well, the No Way Home.
Yes.
But I think inflation also plays a part in that.
And it's like, it's not, this is not a fault necessarily, but Chadwick Boseman was obviously replaced, and they went with his sister. You look at Hawkeye. The Hawkeye show is not a Hawkeye show. It was about Kate Bishop, who is supposed to be the younger Black Widow, came out. I'm actually looking for Phase 4 stuff right now because
we're in Phase 5 now, aren't we?
I don't even know. I think we're still.
I mean, but on the male side, Ant-Man failed terribly. Doctor Strange Multiverse, I felt like was kind of like it was almost like false advertisement. There wasn't much multiverse going on.
No.
In Doctor Strange,
no,
so
not
even
at all.
I feel like the MCU as a whole is not doing well.
Thor Love and Thunder sucked.
Yeah.
Thor Love and Thunder was okay, and it's like,
Megan said something about those movies, and the longer they go, I kind of agree. Thor's early were good, but they've become so stupid. They try to be funny, and it's weird.
Thor 1 and 2 sucked. Thor 3 was really good. Thor 4 sucked, and it's because it's the same director and writer, Taika Waititi, or whatever his name. He's the voice of The Rock, Korg.
Yeah.
He's the one who shoots all that, and it's I don't know. It is, it's been very disappointing, to say the least. Let's put it that way.
It has, and it's almost like they should have just stopped after Endgame because...
Yeah, but they're not going to just turn off
No, they're going to turn off billions, yeah. So,
Yeah.
But, and then people online... I don't read online as much.
Think about Loki. Loki's
was
hardly...
great.
Season 1 was hardly a Loki show. It was a Sylvie show.
Loki. It was a Loki variant.
Yeah. That didn't even have Loki's name. Why would you be a variant of Loki and not have...
Who do you think your variant is in another world? Brad Pitt?
No, it's probably somebody, like, I just imagine, like...
Cartman?
It's definitely one variant. But there definitely is a variant of myself out there. And by the way, I have 3% on my phone, so we got to wrap this up real soon.
All right.
There is a variant of myself out there that became Batman in his universe.
Okay, dude, we'll hit the MCU card one week. But yeah, so the one pop culture I'll say recently that I've just cracked up at is: have you seen the show or heard about the show Love Is Blind?
No.
Okay, so Love Is Blind is, I don't know how it works exactly. So what I'm saying is Love Is Blind. So what, like, they put them in, like, rooms next to each other that they can talk through the wall, but they can't see each other. Okay? And I think they did do, like, a speed dating round, because there's, like, 10 males, 10 females. I don't know how it works exactly, but the one that I've seen really popular is this dude and this girl are talking to each other, and they're, like, trying to describe, like, oh, if you have, like a Hollywood equal, like, what do you look like, who do you look like? I forget who the guy says, but the girl says, and this is how she says it, she's like, I don't really know her, but, like, they say, like, MGK's girlfriend or wife, I'm not sure it was
Megan Fox.
That's how the dude said it. He's like, Megan Fox. And then they do, like, they're not allowed to meet until they, like, propose, so they have to propose marriage before they can meet that other person. So, who
goes to this show?
He proposes.
It's the dumbest.
And then she comes running out, and it's not Megan Fox.
Say what you want to say, Jeff. Say what you want to say. What does she look like?
I would say she didn't look like Megan Fox. What I would say.
She looked like the.
Oh, here we go.
The heavy cheerleader from Dodgeball. Is that what she looked like?
Dude, stop. No.
Oh,
it wasn't like that, but it was definitely not how she described who she was. So then they, like, hug because they're seeing each other for the first time, and his face is, like, looking in the camera like this. Are you looking it up?
Is it Chelsea Blackwell or whatever?
Yes.
Yeah, she doesn't. No, I mean, she's not bad looking. She's not Megan Fox.
No, I'm not saying, but don't create a narrative that's not there.
No. I really want to. Yeah, she got picked up because a guy one time told her that she looked like Megan Fox, and she was like, "I'm
she
sold.
Said people.
I believe it."
She very clearly said people.
It's apparently more than one man have had a very good pickup line.
I guess. All right, anything else you got before we wrap this thing up? The Dad Bodcast.
I don't believe there should be any edits. I have no fear of anything that I've said here.
I do. I have fears.
We might be talking about a different show, but it's okay. It's all right. No, I got nothing. I'm looking at Chelsea Blackwell right now. Oh, she's a pretty girl. She's
very pretty. I'm not saying
she
not.
doesn't look like. But yeah, sorry. I was expecting, like, have you ever heard? There's like Never mind. You're not gonna want to hear any of that.
Good idea. Good idea. I'm gonna play this out.
I'm at 1%. I'm signing off.
It was real, man. Let's do it again.